For the third time in 4 years, the Liberty Flames are kicking off football season with an ACC opponent. But this one will be unlike any they've met before. North Carolina is ranked 23rd in both the AP and USA Today coaches polls. It's the first time ever the Flames have faced a nationally ranked FBS opponent.
Well, I think anytime you play a brand of school or University of North Carolina, you're going to get exposure. So this is a great opportunity for us to get exposure and play well.
It's big for our football team, but more than anything, it's big for our school. To get our name out there. It's an ACC opponent, and we want to move up into the Sun Belt eventually, and or a bigger conference. So it's good to get some exposure, and definitely I think we have the players and the athletes to compete with them, and I think it's going to be a pretty fun game.
The Flames have put added emphasis on their special teams unit this season. Coach Turner Gill named Jamal Fobbs his special teams coordinator before the start of the year. That unit will likely play a key factor in Saturday's meeting with the Tar Heels in Chapel Hill as North Carolina returned 7 kickoff or punt returns for touchdowns a season ago. Ryan Switzer tied an FBS single-season record with 5 punt returns for touchdowns. That fact has Coach Turner Gill losing a little bit of sleep at night.
Probably the thing that is probably keep us a little bit up at night. Last year, their special teams was outstanding. They were #1 in the country. In punt returns, they ran 5 punt returns back. They ran 2 kickoff returns back. And we got to make sure that we play outstanding. We got to play better than we've ever played in the 2 years going on my 3rd year here.
Switzer is the main weapon for the Tar Heels special teams. His 86-yard punt return against Cincinnati in last year's Belk Bowl was his 5th of the year, tying the FBS single-season record. On Saturday, the Flames will have to keep their eyes glued to number 3.
For us, I think we just have to put the ball, in certain spots, where, it gives us an advantage. We have to really, cover and actually cover the entire field because he's, a very dangerous returner, and in the other phases have to be very solid in that.
The Tar Heels also possess plenty of firepower on offense. UNC returns 93% of its scoring from last year's team, which averaged 425 yards and 33 points per game.
I think our goal is to try to make sure we don't give up as many explosive plays. They got a great team, very loaded. They got 4 outstanding running backs, a slew of receivers. Like you said to me, you got 2 very good quarterbacks that any team would love to have. So we know we got our hands full, but I've been real pleased with the mindset of our young men.
There is still the question of who will start at quarterback for the Heels. Will it be junior Marquise Williams or redshirt freshman Mitch Trubisky? Williams took over midway through last season when Brent Renner suffered a season-ending shoulder injury and guided Carolina to a 4-2 record and a win in the Belk Bowl. 2 years ago, the Flames had a quarterback controversy of their own entering Week 1. Then freshman Josh Woodrum completed just 1 pass against Wake Forest. But now as a third-year starter, Woodrum feels far more prepared to enter an ACC venue.
I knew the offense back then, but I don't think I could really put it into a game-like scenario. Obviously, I could go in there and draw it up, and the coaches asked me to manage the game, and that's exactly what I did. But now I feel like I really know, almost everything there is to this offense.
One possible advantage for Woodrum and the Flames offense is North Carolina's weakened secondary. Wednesday, it was reported that the Tar Heels have suspended cornerbacks Brian Walker, Desmond Lawrence, and MJ Stewart, as well as backup Ram Donnie Miles for violations of team rules. Walker and Lawrence are starters. None of them will play Saturday. That could be big for a Flames offense that needs to move the ball to keep the Tar Heels offense off the field.
They've averaged about 72 plays. There's games where they get up to 80 to 90 and to 100. They get up into those numbers, that's not good. So it's not just that the defense has to hold them under 72 plays. It's our offense too, and meaning that they got to be able to run some more plays and not necessarily having a lot of 3 and outs.
Saturday's game kicks off at 6 o'clock at Kenan Stadium in Chapel Hill. Liberty Athletics is encouraging all Flames fans to wear red to the game. With the Flames in Lynchburg, I'm Nick Pierce for the Liberty Flames Sports Network.